welcome to the newest edition in the new year of Cruising with the Coaches. Happy New Year, all. This is 2026. Julie, how are you doing? Can you believe we've made it to 2026?
Yes. Yes, we have.
it's 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 been touch and go in 2025, but hey, we're here. Appreciate everyone who is subscribed and who is continuing to watch and or listen to the show. Um, can you believe that we are now on season 5 of our show?
No. Yeah, it's wild.
This is season 5. So, yeah. Any before we get started, any New Year's resolutions?
I don't tend to do resolutions. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't either because you either start a new habit or you don't, right?
Right.
Like, why wait till the first? Or that's like saying, "Oh, I'll wait till Monday. I'll wait till next Monday. I'll wait till." So start now, do it now.
Right.
But
I'm gonna eat this Big Mac now, and then I'm gonna go on a diet tomorrow.
and then today comes and you're like, I'm gonna eat the Big Mac again. Start
Right?
tomorrow. Tomorrow is always the next thing. Um,
Exactly.
I feel attacked though. Have you been watching what I'm eating? Like, kidding, kidding. Um, because I don't eat Big Macs. I eat the double quarter pounder with bacon, tomato, lettuce, but just once,
The
just
quarter
once. That's it.
pounder. Okay. Okay.
No, the double quarter
The
pounder.
double quarter pounder.
I mean,
Oh.
if you're gonna have a burger, you might as well.
Yeah, I can't tell you last time I had a burger.
Uh
Yeah,
oh.
it's been a minute.
Well, there's also a new burger place that opened up like a couple blocks from my job, so
Okay.
I gotta try that now in the new year. But
Yes. Yes.
but speaking of New Year, right? We've just started. We're few days into it. Um, a question for you, and yes, this is leading into our topic. But
Okay.
you ever just feel stuck
Oh, definitely.
with anything? Like you just stuck? Yeah. What anything particular that you could share? You've been stuck on like.
Oh gosh. I've
You're
been
like,
stuck
hold
with
my beer. Like,
like, yeah, I've been stuck with a lot of things. Oh my gosh, where to begin? Yeah, like all kinds of different things. Just getting out of your own head about the simplest things, like just procrastination, like in general.
mm,
Just
mm,
just not feeling you have the energy to do something so that you just stay in doing what's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's
Sure.
easier to do than to do
Hmm.
what you have to do or what you
I
should
get.
do.
Well, that's why they call it comfort zone, right? Because
Exactly.
it feels nice and cozy. It wraps around you. It knows what you need.
Yes.
But
Yes.
as we've talked about, like there's not always growth in the comfort
Right.
zone. But
Right.
but for the purposes of today, we're talking about too far. There we go. That was you. No one saw that. No one saw that. It was a sleight of hand, right? But since we're talking about being stuck, it's how to get out of a rut, right?
Right.
So, so this was an article from sahilbloom.com, and I'm pretty sure the creator of the site and the author is Sahil Bloom. And so let's set the stage, right? You're firing on all cylinders. Everything is going great. Personally, professionally, you are like inspired, you are motivated, you are just killing it. Things are coming easy. You wake up on time, you're crushing your morning routine. You're going forward, confident, all that good stuff, right? You are in the flow. And then suddenly you're not, right? Well, you're not sure why, but your motivation and inspiration gone, runs dry, right? Things become very difficult. You struggle to get up on time, skip your morning routine. you're sluggish. Your head's just not in the game. It's because you're in a rut, right? So that's what we were talking about before we introduced the topic. And you mentioned, like, yeah, you've been stuck with many things, right?
Mhm.
I know, I mean, I've been in a rut plenty of times. Sometimes you don't even know it.
Right.
When you're, like, you kind of mentioned the comfort zone. I like to call it autopilot, right? If
Yes.
you're on autopilot and you're just doing the thing because that's the thing to do, right? I got to get up. I got to go to work. Okay, I got to eat breakfast. Fine, or I have coffee because I'm supposed to have coffee every morning, right? Like,
Right.
no, I want it because I like the taste of coffee, not because I'm supposed to, right?
Right.
Or anything it is. It, posting on social media for your business. Well, I'm going to do it because I have to, right? Or
Right.
that's what they say to do. No, post something because you want to, or it speaks to your business, your soul. I'm going ahead. Sorry, I'm getting out of the rut. But I feel you have been there, been stuck many times. And a lot of times it has taken like an outside person, right? Like you reach out to someone. I know with coaching, I'd gotten into a big rut a few years back,
Mhm.
and it was before we kind of right before we started the show, and still in touch with these fellow coaches today as like a check-in, and it's kind of like a reset. So helped me get out of the rut of what are you supposed to do now, right?
Right.
What do you do? How do you get out of this habit loop, if you will?
It's almost like
So
Groundhog Day. Like if you just there's no motion. Like you're just yeah. It's
it, yeah, I see. I'm seeing that scene where the clock is going up, hitting the clock, start over, hitting the clock, and starting over. Like for real, that's
exactly.
just being in a rut.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but there are typically there are not typically there are three things, right? These are useful principles in how to manage the ebb and flow of getting stuck in a rut. It's to stop digging, it's to change direction, and it's to create movement. So if you heard us talking, we were kind of mentioning those things, right? And when how do you move forward? How do you get through it? How do you get past it? Um, but I think it's interesting. We'll dig into these after the break, and I'm not going to go to break just yet. But is there what's one thing or maybe two things that have helped you get out of a rut at any point?
I mean, changing my routine, it's one
Mm-hmm.
thing. And it's I know it sounds so silly, but like for me, like I'll sleep on the couch. Like I know that
Mm.
sounds so random, but like
Mm-hmm.
instead of sleeping in my bed, I
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep on the couch. And so then I'll sleep on the couch, I don't know, 2, 3 days. It's just a
That's the
change.
yeah. I
It,
was just gonna
it
say it's a change
it's a
that
change.
disrupts that pattern. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I'll go and I'll sleep on the couch for a couple days. And
Mm-hmm.
then for whatever reason, I don't know, it makes me appreciate my bed more.
You're like,
So,
damn, or you go back to your bed and you're like, I gotta get a new couch. Damn.
so like whatever it is, then I feel better about my bed. So then
Uh,
and I mean and it's just like I will tell you like I stopped having an alarm clock by my bed. Like
mm-hmm.
I don't have like my phone, I when it's charging, it's not anywhere where I can see it. So
Yep.
like I'm not
Yep.
constantly looking at the the time. So I don't
Right.
know. I'm not
Right.
that person who said, "Oh, I got up at 2 o'clock, I got up at 3 o'clock, and I got up at 4 o'clock." If I get up, I have no idea what time it is because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like that was one thing that I changed too. It was just kind of like just making so that I can't see what time it is when I do wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Other like doing the do not disturb thing too was something that I
Help
changed.
that
That
helped get you out of a rut, or that put you
yes.
into one. The do
No,
not disturb.
it helped me to like not be constantly
Mm.
waiting for like calls, notifications, and what have you. So it just let me just stop being, I don't know, on call. Kind of like, so if it's on do not disturb, I'm not sitting there like, like someone's calling, someone's this, someone's that. It's just kind of like, I'll get to it when I get to it, kind of a thing. Which in my profession, I can do that. Not everybody can do that, but like it, like
Yeah, this guy
setting
can't
it.
do that right now. No.
Yeah, yeah. So setting it so that obviously my kids can get through if
Right.
it's
Right.
necessary, kind of a thing. But
Right.
yeah, like just little things like that making subtle changes.
No,
I
I
don't
like
know.
that because it plays into something we talk about frequently is boundaries, right?
Yes.
Boundaries and making sure you're taking care of yourself. um, this is not part of the show, but I have a new role at full time job, so
Hmm.
I've made it clear that I'm not on call 24/7.
Yes.
I've said that several times in the meetings. Um, Now I am available depending on who's working, right?
Okay.
Because I know that my team has they have different levels of experience. So I'm very aware of who's working when and okay, or even what's kind of going on. So there might need to be a little bit more support. I even anticipate calls and text
Hmm.
messages, right?
Okay.
But yeah, the boundaries can help. Um, for me, it helps me stay out of the rut, right?
Hmm.
Because that allows me to do the other routines that keep me out of the rut too. So those
Right.
boundaries are really important. Um, but that's like a bonus one, you guys. See, boundaries. There you go. Get you out of the rut. But why don't we take the break now? And when we come back from the break, we'll dive into that 3-step process, those guidelines on how to get yourself out of a rut. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, welcome back from that break. This is the latest, the first 2026 edition of Cruising with the Coaches. Yes, this is season 5. If you didn't hear me say that before, but we've been talking about how to get out of a rut. And you heard us share some things in the first segment about when we're in a rut. But what we want to share with you are these 3 principles that can help you get out of a rut if you are in one. So The three things are to stop digging, change direction, and create movement. Stop digging. And I love this quote by excuse me, by Warren Buffett. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. Basically, think of being in a rut as being at the bottom of a hole. We're typically we're digging ourselves out into that hole without realizing it. So we're just digging deeper. The two most common ways that we dig ourselves deeper are negativity, like negative self talk, or with exhaustion, like trying to do more, trying to push through. So the first two steps into stopping digging: eliminate the self talk by catching it when it happens, and take a rest. If you have successfully stopped digging, then congratulations, you made it through the most important part. So, coming back out, what are your thoughts on stopping digging?
I mean, I think obviously, I mean, the obvious is stop telling yourself, I'm never going to be able to get this done. Like,
Ooh.
I can't, or it's not going to happen. Like, that's like, no, it's like, what are the first steps I need to do this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
taking baby steps. I think that's like everyone always wants instant gratification. You know what I mean? It's like, um,
Yeah.
I want to lose 15 pounds and I want to lose
I want
half
to
of
lose
them in
it
the first
tomorrow.
month.
Or I want to lose it tomorrow, right? Like, yeah, yeah.
And it's like that's so not realistic. Or like, I want to start going to the gym. I'm going to start by going 5 times a week. And it's just like, again, that's not
Mm-hmm.
realistic. Like,
Yeah.
start doing it twice a week and then build yourself up, and it's just like it's so hard to get people to understand, like, that's a great goal, but like start small.
Push that big goal a little further down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
well, it made me think when we're talking about stop digging. It's like, so even if you don't realize you're in a rut, right? And I've been there before, even um, like even in a financial rut, right?
Hmm.
You're like,
Right.
you, you have to kind of stop spending money so that you're not still broke, right?
Right. Right.
But there's this thought that, well, if I just do this one more thing, it'll turn out, right? Or but that's the digging, right? You're digging further down,
Right.
trying to get out of a hole, but you're digging at the bottom of the hole you're in. Like that doesn't make
Right.
sense, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta stop spending money, Lee. Spending money.
Or like you said, like if it's like I said, the weight, if it's a weight issue
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying to yourself, I want to lose the weight, but I'm gonna keep eating. Well, that's not really helping you.
Exactly, right? Let's just take that and run with it for a minute. No pun intended with the run, but you know, people will say that weight loss, I promise you, is simple, a simple concept.
Right.
It's a challenge to execute, right? Um, but it's caloric intake. It's a caloric deficit. That's weight
Right.
loss. You cannot outwork. You cannot go to the gym enough. That does not. Um, while that builds muscle, and yes, that can aid in weight loss is not about. And you have to eat, but the thing is, you have to watch what you're eating
Right.
or
Right.
your portions, right? Start being intentional about it as opposed to, well, Lee said that I have to have a caloric deficit, so I'm not going to eat breakfast and lunch. No, I didn't say that.
We didn't say deprive yourself.
You got to eat, but you got to
Right.
watch what you eat,
What you're
right?
eating.
But it's a slow caloric deficit, right? Over time. That's how
Right.
you sustainably lose weight.
Right.
Anyway, had to just share that with the people. You know what I mean? Had to share that. The step number two is changing direction. So there's a variety of factors that are outside of our control that probably contributed to you falling into the rut. But this step here is not, it does not solely focus, or I'm sorry, it solely focuses on the things within your control. So the two things you want to look at when you're changing direction are internal and external controllables. Internally, you want to ask yourself, how am I complicit in creating the conditions that I don't want? And then you want to ask yourself, how can I change those conditions? Externally, how is your environment negatively shaping your reality? As you change direction, focus on your identity. What mental and physical space would the ideal version of yourself occupy? So I think that's a great step too, right?
Hmm.
By changing direction, it and I loved how they broke it down internally and externally because you have to look at, you have a part to play in what's going on, right?
Right.
There's a saying, what you're not changing, you're choosing.
Hmm.
So if you're not changing it, then you are silently choosing it,
Yeah, you're
and
accepting it.
hmm and that's being complicit with that situation if you don't want it, you know.
Right.
And I know the external part can be hard because not everybody can control their environment. I get that, but maybe you can take a look at what parts in the environment that are that environment overall might be not helpful. Is there anything in that environment that you can change, right?
Right. Right.
Because not everybody can change environment just readily. Everybody can't just up and move or change offices, change jobs, work from home, whatever it is. I get that. What
And it's
can you change? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
and it's okay to inform your environment of the change that you're trying to make so that it's an awareness so that it's like, oh, like now that we're aware, we can make sure that we too are helping you in
Mm-hmm.
making that change for you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. It, like, I laugh at you. You're basically saying get your environment to help you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why
Or
not? You know,
or
like
you
if
find out, or you find out if it's a really bad environment and you need to go. Like,
right. Find out if they really are trying to trap you.
because then you're like, oh, they don't want to. Got it. Okay. Let me start sending resumes out. Yeah, but a lot of times, if you don't communicate it, right? If you don't say something,
Right.
people are not mind readers. They don't
Yeah.
know, and they
Yeah.
don't know what you need. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
yeah.
it could be just as simple as your family, though, too. Like coming home
Mm-hmm,
and it
mm-hmm,
being, like, hey, guys, I really want to start doing this. I don't know how to start doing this and what have you, and blah, 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 blah. And then
mm-hmm.
at least if you're not doing it, you have other people,
Yeah,
unfortunately, who are saying to you, hey, I thought you said that you were going to do this. And then you're like, damn it.
I,
I
I
did
have
say that,
lived.
didn't I?
I have lived that situation. Yes, yes, I have. But
Yeah.
it helps to have your environment help you stay accountable to
Right.
yourself.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I feel attacked all of a sudden.
Hey, it recently just happened because
uh,
what was that? I was telling my middle child, I was like, I
uh-huh.
really don't have a night routine. I've never really had a night routine. I just kind of
And it stuck
once,
in there.
yeah,
She was like,
I was like, I
got
don't
it.
really do that. She's like, so it was like, I don't know, what is this? We're so it was like, I don't know, 3 days into the new year, and she's just
Mhm.
like, didn't you say? And I'm like, damn. I did say that, didn't I? I was
She
like, all
she was
right,
like, why don't you go to bed? Why don't you instead of
exactly,
instead of sleeping on the couch? Why don't you go to bed?
exactly. Didn't you say you were gonna start our night routine? I was like,
and
damn it.
and you're like, that's what you want to remember? All right,
Yeah, yeah,
that part. Yeah, I
hmm,
got you.
yeah. But it was one of those things. I was like, damn, I did say that, didn't I? Okay, I
Yep.
guess I'll take my ass to bed.
We asked for it. We asked for it.
Exactly.
Oh man. The third one of the three-step principles, or three of the principles, is create movement. So if you wait to act until you feel motivated, you might never start. Motivation is a natural byproduct of movement, and when in doubt, just start moving. Movement to momentum, and then momentum leads to motivation. To start the cycle, all you have to do is manufacture a tiny bit of movement. If you do that, you can sit back and let the whole thing take you for a ride. Here's a method for manufacturing movement. It's called minimal viable progress. Minimum, I can't say that fast 3 times. Mi- Minimum viable progress says to just do a tiny bit, as anything above zero compounds. So if you're trying to get back into your workout habit, don't worry about going to the gym for 2 hours. Just go for a 15-minute walk outside. Or if you're trying to get back into your workflow, don't worry about executing 4-hour blocks of deep work. Just focus on the one task for 15 minutes. Avoid the tendency to think that movement has to be perfect or robust. The author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, said, just because it's not optimal does not mean it's not beneficial. So narrow your focus and start small, even tiny. Build from there. So those are the three principles. Let me bring up the other slide so we can look at them again.
Hmm.
They are stop digging, change direction, and create movement. So, what do you think about the third one, the creating movement? What are your thoughts on that?
Um, Creating movement. I don't know. I guess it depends on if.
Well, I'll help you out here. I
Yeah,
got you.
go
I
ahead.
got
Yeah.
you. I was thinking we tend to think in terms of physical, right?
Yes, that's what I was.
Moving, and that's what they said even with that principle. I was even thinking something more about, like, what if you have the creative process?
Hmm.
If you're an author, writer, or like if you have writer's block, right? Write a few sentences. Like that's movement, right? It's to slowly unwind the coil of the rut so that it starts to then flow. Or if it's a musician, right?
Right.
You maybe you write songs, maybe you're or play guitar, drums, I don't know, and you just are not feeling the vibe, right? Pick up the instrument and just play, see what happens, right?
Hmm.
Play for 30 seconds, and maybe something then moves inside of you, and you're like, oh, let me play this chord, let me do that. That's what I was thinking of with create movement. It doesn't have to necessarily be part of the gym or part of, a routine. I'm even thinking creatively to get moving, to do something small, you know?
And I guess for me, I was like, when I was thinking movement, I was like, you know, when you're in a rut, a lot of people don't know they're in a rut. You know what I mean? So when it comes to
100%.
movement, I think
Yeah.
you almost have to stop. Like, I know for me, I don't tend to know if I'm in a rut. So, like, I do like a check. So, a mind check,
Mm-hmm.
a heart check, and a soul check. So, like, if those three things are in alignment, then obviously I'm cool. But
Right.
if those three things, if something feels quote unquote stale,
Mm-hmm.
then I start to figure out, like, okay, why do I not feel fulfilled in that particular category? You know what I mean?
And
So
do
then,
you find that they're kind of intertwined? Like if you feel
oh,
off
for,
in one
for
of them,
sure,
then
yeah, for
you start
sure,
finding other things in other categories that are off as well. The heart, soul, and
in my
head check.
mind,
Yeah,
in
sorry,
mind, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't want to get it
yeah.
backwards.
But yeah, but because like I said, when I think for some people, you don't know you're in a rut,
Hmm.
and so you literally have to check to see
Yep.
if you're even in a rut. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because you get so used to the daily grind that
hmm
you're just kind of like, like you said, you're just an autopilot, and then you're just like, and sometimes you're so deep into a rut that it becomes numb. And then so once it's gone
Yep.
numb, then it's just like, I, we're not talking days, we're not talking weeks. It could even be years before you
I'm
wake
saying
up,
months, years, right, right.
before you
You're
wake up out of it.
in this robotic tunnel that you're just doing, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just, it becomes a point where you've got to like sit with yourself
You have to
and
stop.
just exactly.
Before you create movement, which is obviously the third principle, you have to stop to figure out if you're in the rut anyway, right?
Exactly.
Because as we learned from three principles, you cannot create movement without changing direction and without
Right.
first stop digging, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like how I put that together, right? Like those are
Yes.
the three principles.
But yeah, like I said, I think I do. I feel like it's really important to, I don't know, give yourself a quarterly check before, because like,
Oh, sure.
unfortunately, like it shouldn't go days, weeks, in
Right,
years, like where
right.
you're sitting in a rut, like, because that's just a painful place to be, honestly,
Well, and
for
it's easy to
anybody.
fall into them
Yeah.
with if businesses can have their quarterly meetings to figure
Hmm.
out if they're going in the right direction. Treat yourself. I'm sorry, I just had a moment. You know the I forget, she's a personality, and they've been doing these Domino's commercials, and there's treat yourself, right?
Oh
Oh
Lord.
gosh, what?
Mm-mm.
I, I'm sorry. I know. I just took a tangent. I was trying to make a good point, and that my brain just went there. I'm so
Mm-mm.
sorry.
Mm-mm.
I will not treat yourself, but the point I was making was if businesses can take their quarterly meetings to make sure they're in the right direction or they pivot, whatever happens, treat yourself like a business, right?
Right.
Have a quarterly check in, or do that at each quarter. Do the head, heart, and soul, right? Like,
Right.
is everything feeling good, or is it feeling aligned? Is it feeling right there? And if you sit, you might find that you're in a rut. You're like, oh, I go to the same coffee shop, get the same thing. And
Hmm.
it's just small things that disrupt the pattern.
Right.
That's how you start to either notice or change the rut that you're in.
Right. Right. And there's not, I'm not saying it's not okay to go to the same coffee shop. It's not okay to go to the same sandwich shop. It's okay to do that. But if you're not content with it,
Right.
then
I got
there's,
a rotation. It's okay.
yeah.
I got a rotation. I got on certain days there's certain coffee shops depending on what area of the city I'm in. So I got a rotation. It's all good. Not a rut. Not a rut. Oh man. Well, we have appreciated you all being here with us on the first episode of 2026, season five. Season
Hmm.
five. Um, but if you want to find us or any of the other episodes and seasons, bottom of the screen there, you can find us on Spotify. Search the All Good podcast. Look for the Cruising with the Coaches episodes. You can go to our home on YouTube. That's where you'll find all the episodes. You'll find shorts. You'll find everything. And you can also find us at our second home, Cruising with the Coaches, on Facebook. Um, Choose your flavor. Let us know what you want to hear. Give us some feedback on how great of a show and hosts we are, because we are the best.
Oh
And
Lord.
and until next time, Lee and Julie signing off.